Williams now to return. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. First carry now for Jahmyr Gibbs. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. Here's a handoff to Gibbs. And he's going to take this past the 45, and that's good enough for a first down.
Second down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They hand it to Gibbs. And he'll get this across midfield as he's brought down, following a pickup of 5. On the handoff, this is Gibbs. And he's going to have a first down. Good run down inside the 45-yard line. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
That's a short one caught by Laporta. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often. So that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
This throw right side is caught by Hill.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
A run up the middle, it's Gibbs. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
Ninth play of this opening drive, trying to keep it going here on 3rd down. Here's Mahomes. Now a deep ball toward the end zone. That is caught. What a throw. Tyreek Hill. Touchdown, Detroit. They find the end zone here on the opening drive, and Greg, they're able to do it in the air.
Mike, it makes you wonder, is this drive a sign of things to come? I mean, this secondary, they had their hands full there. Are we going to see it repeated throughout the rest of this game, or are they going to have some answers on defense?
Makes the score Lions 7, 49ers 0.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. This taken at the 5. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Opening carry of the game for the versatile Christian McCaffrey. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down.
A 6-yard drive brings up 2nd and 4 at the 30-yard line.
One quarter in the books. It's the Lions who have the early lead. And we're back in the Bay Area after this. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. They send the tight end in motion. He'll locate his tight end, George Kittle. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. You can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
A first down throw for Burrow. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes. So give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. Lane closed quickly. And here comes 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and
6. Burrow from out of the gun here on 3rd down. Oh, that's the one thing they couldn't have there, the sack that might take them out of field goal range.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. On the ground to start, they give it to Gibbs. He fumbled the football. And the defense, and remember now, all turnovers have to be verified by a replay, so they might be taking a look at this one. The visitors' offense ready to see what they can do. They lead it here in the 2nd quarter, 7-0, as they begin with a 1st and 10. And it'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line. A gain there of 20. 1st down, Detroit. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. That is hard. And he's going to be brought down inside the 15.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone. And this is where you have to finish drives.
On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. On target to Laporta.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
The Lions call their first timeout. Clock stops with a little under a minute to go in the 2nd quarter. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. To the air once more, it's Mahomes. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Touchdown, Lions. Greg, it's one of those, sometimes you got to feel like you know where the ball's going to go, and the defense knows it too, but it still ends up in that guy's hands for the touchdown.
Absolutely, Mike. In these critical situations, like down here in the red zone, it's players, not plays. It doesn't matter what you draw up on the board. You say, okay, who's my best player? Put him in a good matchup, let him go win, and give him a chance. That's exactly what they do here, and I think we're going to see a lot of this the rest of the game.
Samuel, going to see what he can do. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Putting the tight end in motion. Burrow now to throw on 1st down. And that ball incomplete over the middle.
They've been a little up and down in this first half. I mean, they have less than 80 yards of total offense and halftime looms. So missed throws like that, those are missed opportunities. They've got to hit the plays when they have them if they want to have a chance to leave here with a win.
2nd down, Burrow. They'll try to set up the screen to McCaffrey. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. Play action now. It's Burrow. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Here's Mitch Wisnowski now, as he's on to punt for the 2nd straight drive. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. On 1st down, it's Mahomes. Jalen Ramsey, he is tough to throw on. There to bat that one away.
And the success of this play, Mike, all comes down to the timing of the defender. You get there a little bit too early, you risk pass interference. You get there a little too late, it's a big pass completion. Timing your hand and playing through the ball is something they work on with these defenders all the time. And next time they throw the ball downfield, I wouldn't be surprised if they target somebody else.
Here's the 3rd and final timeout for the Lions, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go until halftime. On 1st and 10, it's Mahomes. And they're going to get to him and take him down, take him back to the other side of midfield. So we reach halftime, and the visiting Lions are in the lead as we send you cross-country to the Sunshine State. That's where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. All yours, Coach. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. They finally get him down, but he gets all the way up close to the 40-yard line. On 1st down, Burrow. This throw left side, caught by Kittle. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start. He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
Tight end going in motion here. Now a second down throw for Burrow. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
I think at some point for this quarterback, he has to start looking some other directions. I mean, he's tried to get the ball now to this guy multiple times, and all of them have resulted in incomplete passes. I'm not saying don't throw it to him in the future, but maybe get yourself a couple easy completions elsewhere before you look back in his direction.
That screen goes for 12, and that's a first down.
Well, they finally are able to convert on a third down. And, Mike, when you look back at a box score, some of the biggest indications of how well the game went, of course, you don't want to turn the ball over. How do you execute in the red zone? And then how are you on third down? Third downs typically lead to long drives. Long drives tend to lead to points. It's not a real complicated formula. Stay on the field. The more snaps, the more plays, the better. I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and it results in a negative play.
They're going to motion the tight end over here. That's out to Kittle as they set up the screen.
We hear the term RPO so often, Mike, and it continues to kind of trickle its way into the NFL. But remember, it's a lot different in the NFL than it is in the college game where it's a lot more prevalent. The lineman cannot go downfield. So that quarterback has to make a lot of really fast snapshot decisions, or else it's going to lead to a penalty or him holding on to the ball too long. So it's something that teams want to implement, but maybe not quite to the level that we see in the college game. Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense, like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do. The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
He'll get it into the hands of Kittle.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
They've converted 2 third downs already on this drive, and here's 3rd and 4. They send the tight end in motion. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. He's got his man. It's Jefferson. And he's going to have the first down. They convert on 3rd, and it sets up a 1st and goal.
The most impressive thing about this drive, Mike, has really just been their efficiency. They've just continued to pick up first downs, fresh sets of downs. We just saw there with that 3rd down conversion, continue to possess the ball. These opportunities to come away with points continue to go up.
That's caught by McCaffrey. And he's going to be stopped at about the 4. So we'll take it to the other end as we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage remains the 4-yard line. It's 2nd and goal. Now, Burrow. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete. George Kittle was the intended target that time. Now they'll be looking at 3rd and goal.
They went for it all on that one and just a little bit off. Ball winds up hitting the ground. They've got to move forward. The opportunities are out there. Better execution, better location, and they got some big plays in their future.
To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
It's hard to play that ball any better than the way that defender did right there. I mean, to stay patient throughout the entire play and make sure that not only are you in prime position to make it, but that once the ball is there, attack it, knock it down, and save a touchdown.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. And he will score! Game on! Christian McCaffrey, touchdown, 49ers. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a 1-score game as they kick it away. On the return, it's Williams. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. Now Gibbs. And he's going to be stuck well behind the line of scrimmage. A play going absolutely nowhere.
At this stage in the 4th quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
Mahomes now to throw on 2nd down.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
Third and a yard. Holmes fakes the give and keeps it himself. And it looks like he's going to have that 1st down. He will, not by a whole lot, but he's got it enough. They convert on 3rd down.
Sometimes, Mike, the best plan is also the simplest plan. And for this team, just snap the ball to your quarterback, let him find some daylight, and go get that 1st down himself.
Here's Gibbs. And he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. A run here with Gibbs. And now at 1:52, the defense will pull the plug there as they take a timeout. Here comes 3rd and 6. They'll drop to throw. That one on target to Williams. He's got it. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. First and 10. The defense still with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as the quarterback's down to a knee. Converted twice on 3rd down already on this drive. Now can they do it for a 3rd time? Victory formation here as he's down to a knee.
The field goal is good. Makes the score.
So a win for the visitors, the Lions. They're able to get the job done in front of a hostile crowd as they come away with the victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. So long, everybody.
It's a city home to one of the most loyal and passionate fan bases in football. And all the noise they're making is being captured by the Dome here at Ford Field in Detroit. Punter Mitch Wishnowsky ready to do the honors. And we're off in Detroit. He stopped on the return at the 27. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Mahomes starting off with a throw. That's complete to Sam Laporta. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. First game on the ground to Jahmyr Gibbs. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Has him on the quick hitter. And he gets him around 6 there. Brought down by Fred Warner.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. Complete beyond the marker. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's a money down, and nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
New set of downs for him from the 46. 1st and 10, it's Mahomes. He gets it complete to his man, Tyreek Hill. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And that gives the Lions the 1st. Straight ahead with Gibbs. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They send St. Brown in motion left. Short pass brought in. And that will not be enough for a 1st down. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Handoff running left. Here's Gibbs. And he will get this to the end zone for a Detroit touchdown. The Lions finish up an excellent opening series. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone, getting your offense established in its top gear right here early on.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. It's Deebo Samuel with the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. He's got the hook up to Davante Adams. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. 3rd and short in your back pocket and get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Burrow setting up the play action. Flushed out of the pocket. Stepping up, and he's going to run. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. That's a pickup of 9. And it brings up a San Francisco 1st down. So before they can get set and snap it, the clock runs out on quarter 1. Neither side separating much so far. We're back to Ford Field right after this. We're back, and it's 49ers football as we resume. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. This is ahead for about 5. That was Sauce Gardner dropping him there. Even 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Humble 5-6-yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
On 2nd down, here's McCaffrey. And he's got it up to midfield and into Lions territory. Give him 4 yards there, and they only need 1 more now on 3rd down.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
McCaffrey on 3rd down. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
They have another 1st and 10 on this opening drive. This one from the opposing 40. They send a receiver in motion right. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Brian Branch getting there for the tackle. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
Tried to mix in a little wide receiver carry and catch this defense on its heels. We've seen it work time and again, and it almost got there. Without that tackle, we could have seen a big gainer. To give some credit to the defense where credit is due.
Caught by Deebo Samuel. Decent gain here, but short of the first. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. He'll get this to Samuel. And he's brought down beyond the marker. So a 1st down for them as we've hit the 2-minute warning. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
To throw again, it's Burrow. Has it in close. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. And he will score. Touchdown, San Francisco. The 49ers earn the chance to tie it before halftime. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Here's Wishnowski now to handle the kickoff. Here comes Williams on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Detroit getting its offense set for their second drive. And with 45 seconds left, the clock isn't exactly their friend, Brock, but still enough time to put a quick drive together. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Oh, tried forcing it to the slant, it's intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner. And the 49ers are stopped a little inside the 30. On 1st down, here's Burrow. This will be caught by Adams. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. Signals, and looks like we've got a timeout before that 1st down play. Working inside the red zone. This one's caught. And that play is brought to a halt, so they're going to say at the 5-yard line. San Francisco calls it 2nd timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Burrow out of the shotgun. Down throw, Mahomes completes this one to Hill. And he's going to be out of bounds just before reaching the 30.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. This time, they'll keep it on the ground. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Myles Garrett coming in for the stop. Call it no gain, maybe 1 at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Something's got to be the difference maker here in half number 2. We'll see what it is as we're off and running once again. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. We'll see the San Francisco offense first this half as they're headed out now. And we've seen both extremes of this passing game so far, Brock. 1 touchdown and 1 interception on the ledger.
A home run and a strikeout. A little sampling of what works and what doesn't against this defense, Kate. Now, got to try to emphasize those things that you found success on with that opening drive.
Into the hands of Jefferson, complete. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
One play in, and already they're close to midfield. Motioning the tight end now. Finds him over the middle. They'll touch him down a couple of yards away from that marker.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable. It creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Play action now, Burrow. That's taken in by Samuel. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
I'm sure coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Burrow from the gun. Into the hands of Kittle. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. Picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Still sticking with the passing game. Completed over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. From the red zone now. That throw finds Kittle. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
They bring a tight end in motion right. Throwing it again here. Buys time. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
3rd and long. Here's Burrow. And he sails that one over the end zone.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
4th down now, and on comes Jake Moody for the 49ers field goal. This is going to be a 38-yarder from the right hash. Moody knocks it through. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Here's Wishnowski now to handle the kickoff. Here comes Williams on the return. And look at this return. They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. Now the Lions offense gets ready to return to the field. And they have tried on occasion to ramp up their passing game, but nothing has worked with consistency yet, Brock. Might be why they trail near the end of this 3rd quarter.
You sure love teams who excel on the ground, right? You love a physical game of football who can hammer at the opponent. But in today's NFL, it's just impossible to win if you don't have a passing component that's balancing it out.
And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Jair Alexander with the stop. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
2nd and 4. Got his target. It's Hill. And he's going to get this fires up to the 45 before he's brought down. This is the end of the third quarter. It's Lions ball. They come in trailing, but that lead is within reach. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Off play action, it's Mahomes. Bails out of the pocket quick. Now here he goes. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
Just not much to do right there, whether he wanted to run it or throw it. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win for this defense.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. To the air, Mahomes. St. Brown's got it, complete. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
Third down run by Gibbs. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. They stop him just short and force a 4th and 1.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense, it just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, well, sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. He finds him beyond the marker. And he's taken down at the 30. They hit for 16 yards on 4th down, and a drive we all thought it stalled out is going to carry on.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They put a receiver in motion here left. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. This is Gibbs on 2nd down. And he hands them a 1st down, which they will tackle on the other side of this 2-minute warning. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
Setting up to pass. Looking touchdown, but can't connect. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And it'll be 2nd and goal. Still a couple of shots at this one. Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock. Even if it would have been a touchdown, that was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively, you'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait. You've got to react. And then you got to burst. And that defender does a tremendous job of breaking that pass up with contact.
You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
And Willie, no, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. And the defense comes through. 4th down, that much tougher.
These are the moments, Kate. These are the decisions right here where trust comes to life. And what do I mean by that? How much does this staff trust a quarterback that was just sacked to put the ball back in his hands with a chance to win it? Or do you trust your special teams? Do you trust your defense? These are the enormous decisions this head coach gets paid pretty handsomely to make. It's such a confidence builder to a sideline, to an entire team, Kate, when you can rely and trust your kicker in these big moments. He tied it up, and now it's incumbent upon his defense to do their job.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Samuel now to return it. The tackle's made, so this drive will begin at the 34-yard line. Now out comes the San Francisco offense. And we'll see how aggressive they get to try and end this game in regulation, or if overtime is on the horizon. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Here he is to throw. That's Jefferson. He's got it. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. We get a timeout here taken by the 49ers. That's going to be their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. He'll look to throw it. Short pass brought in. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
49ers moving quickly, trying to get their offense to the line. They send the tight end in motion. Back to throw. Jefferson brings it in on the slant. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. To throw again, it's Burrow. This to win the game. Too much on that, and it sails through the end zone, incomplete. Man, this has been such a great game. Nobody is ready for it to end just yet. After 4 quarters, we're headed to overtime. And hopefully this conclusion will be just as exciting as our opening 4 quarters. The kick is away here in overtime. Samuel now to return it. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. First throw of overtime now. This will be caught by Adams. It's a pickup of 26. And that's a 49er 1st down. Burrow setting up the play action. Finds a seam down the middle. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. It's a gain of 22. And it brings up a San Francisco 1st down.
Just how many times do we see teams go to this route? You can go to a Little League field, tell them to, hey, run to the post. It's a playbook staple. And he's someone you could depend on to create space and make catches out of it.
Into the hands of Jefferson, complete. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21.
Okay, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
Burrow out of the shotgun. Throw left side, taken in by Adams. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. This throw is caught. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
Burrow from the gun. Into traffic, complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
4 downs now to get in. Here's first and goal. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. And got his man. That's a San Francisco touchdown. The 49ers claim a 6-point lead. Deebo Samuel, the touchdown. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
Here's Wishnowski now to handle the kickoff. Hill now to return it. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Lions getting ready to return to the field. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. They're out and set. First and 10. Now he gets a shot here in overtime. He finds Laporta. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. It's a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
Throwing on first down, Mahomes. He's on the move. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
The best defensive ends in the NFL, they don't need to win sustained battles to get home. Nope. Sometimes, Kate, all they need is one quick move, and they're into the backfield blowing it up.
Another try following the sack. St. Brown there to bring it in. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips, cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Mahomes on first and 10. Cut at the 10-yard line. He will go. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions cut it to a lone point on the scoreboard. Tyreek Hill the touchdown. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the fourth quarter that could go either way.
That one splits the uprights. And the Lions make it 17-all. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Samuel now to return it. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So here come the 49ers on offense. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air. So expect some tighter coverage this time around. Drive starts out with a first and 10. Now Burrow. toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. The San Francisco offense headed out to take over. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. On 1st and 10, it's McCaffrey. And he's brought down for a loss.
I know they say it any time he comes up in an interview, but they appreciate having him on this defense so much, Kate, because of plays like that one. Those are great instincts. It takes instincts and want to come up and run support, and not many corners can make that stop.
Now the offense going to take its 3rd and final timeout, as they'll have none remaining in OT. Detroit calls timeout in 2nd. And that'll leave them with just 1 remaining in overtime. Jake Moody now in a high-pressure spot from the right hash. This is going to be a 51-yarder. It has the distance, and it's on target. It's good! So it's a win for the visiting 49ers. And they only needed a field goal to end it, as their guy connected on an absolute bomb through all the pressure to claim a heck of a win here in overtime. So for my partner Brock Huard and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the 49ers, as we'll see you next time from Detroit.
PA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Here's the Australian-born punter Mitch Wishnowsky to get things going. And we are underway from Santa Clara. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Throwing at the outset, here's Mahomes. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
Let's face it, when you have a guy who can pick up those types of runs and keep the chains moving or stay ahead of the chains, you're making everyone else on offense happy because you're opening things up to allow for a whole lot of different play calls.
Going back to Gibbs on first down. He'll get this up to about the 44.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Second down and 6 now. Another run for Gibbs here. And they'll hold him to 3 there as he takes this up to the 47. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
3rd and 3. Gibbs will try and pick it up. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. Now Allen. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll leave him with 3rd and a full yard to go. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Allen now looks to throw. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11. No score after 1 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter. A couple of first downs, has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Now Allen again. This one brought in by Jefferson. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's 2nd down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Here's Allen to throw it. He gives this to Davante Adams. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Allen. And he's got it. And the 49ers are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. McCaffrey. will score. Touchdown, 49ers. So both sides of the football contributing here early. Their defense forces the punt, and then the offense takes it down the field and punches it in on the short touchdown run.
And, Brandon, that's good complementary football, and that's what they're going to need if they want to get out of here victorious.
Jake Moody now for the point after. And the 49ers grab a 7-0 lead. Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Back onto the field come the Lions for their second overall drive. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. Mahomes now to throw. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days.
And the Niners get there and bring him down. Well, the 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Going to need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. And they'll send Williams in motion right. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
To throw, it's Allen. Connects with Kittle underneath. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Allen going to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And he missed it. It's no good. And this will remain a 1-touchdown game. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Just the 1 touchdown in that first half. 7-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter.
And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
On first down, this is McCaffrey, and he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's second down and 7.
In motion goes the tight end. Connects with Kittle underneath. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on third down. McCaffrey running up the middle. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized.
From midfield, here's Allen.
Looking for the crossing receiver, and he's got him. It's Samuel.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Out route to Jefferson, and he's got it.
And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
We couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. 1st and 10 here.
And this one right back into the hands of Jefferson. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Something we're seeing more of with the rise of the run-pass option. A legal man downfield, and that's going to back him up. Here's Allen. And it's complete to Adams. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
And that's a great job of tackling right there. If he could have made the first man miss, maybe he could have taken it into the end zone. Instead, they stopped him pretty well right in his tracks, and you often see that in the red zone. Offense has to be quick. In this case, the defense was quicker.
And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's 49er football here. They've got the lead as well as we get set to start the 4th and final quarter. Flush to his right. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
A field goal would make it a 2-score game, but they're going to go aggressive. They're going to try this thing on 4th and goal. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Justin Jefferson, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the 49ers have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this 4th quarter. Now Moody for the PAT. And it's good to make it 14-0. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Time for another look at this Lions offense. And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we're talking about the NFL, and teams can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keeping hope alive.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes. And it's a fumble. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. DeForest Buckner using that size to force his way in there and make the stop behind the line. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Down to the 30 after a gain of 3. Third down, here's McCaffrey. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And Jake Moody now on for the field goal. This to make it a 3-score game late. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure now this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down. But don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
To throw, it's Mahomes. It's Williams on the catch. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be second in a couple. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Here's Mahomes to throw. Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. 17 yards on the play as they try to eat into this 17-point deficit. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Now Mahomes. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And the Lions are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. Throw left side, caught by Laporta. Touchdown! Sam Laporta. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team. But I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Extra point right down the middle, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And it's the 49ers who recover it, and that ought to just about do it. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. Allen down to a knee, and that should just about do it. So the victory here for San Francisco, and it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the one touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me.